Okay, so this is another session of Out and About's English Conversation Circle, which is part of the Circles program. And Circles program is one of Out and About's programs. Out and About is a social development group which aims at building a society based on universal values, and those are 5 values: love, peace, acceptance, forgiveness, and benevolence, and also promoting the concept of the global citizen. And the meaning of global citizenship, it means that a human being treating a human being just for being a human being. Okay? This is what Out and About aims at, and all our events and activities are aimed for that purpose. Now, in our English conversation session, you can speak with whatever vocabulary that you have. Please feel free to do all the mistakes that you want, okay? We are not going to correct mistakes. The objective of the English conversation circle is only to make the tongue get used to the language and to take away the fear aspect or the shyness of using a foreign language, specifically the English language. Okay? Great. So, the way I facilitate, usually we have Dr. Muhammad Husban facilitating the English Conversation Circle, but today he's not here. So the way I facilitate the session is by voting on what are the topics that you would like to discuss. So we would suggest topics and then vote on them, and then the topic that gets most of the votes, we discuss it. Okay? So what are the topics that you would like to suggest for discussion? What would you like to discuss?
Well, last week I suggested outer space and we did not discuss it, so I'm going to suggest outer space again.
Out of space? Okay.
Medicine.
Medicine? Art? Okay. Medicine. Medicine. Okay.
Can I suggest a new one?
Yes?
Education.
Education. Okay.
Since I'm a teacher, yani.
Okay.
I like that better than ours.
Any other suggestions? Okay. So we'll vote on out of space. Who would like to discuss out of space? What do you mean by out of space?
Outer space, like space.
Just space. Is there any
Like
specific
spaceships
area?
and planets
If there are other life on other planets and stuff like that?
I don't know. Maybe space exploration.
Space exploration. Okay. Outer space. Who would like to discuss outer space?
I'm not
Any
sure
votes?
what
One? Would you like to vote for it?
No, I would go for education. Actually.
So, one vote for outer space. Okay. So, who would like to discuss medicine? Votes for medicine. Medicine. One, two, 3 for medicine. Education. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for education.
I'll take
What
my
about-
back. Take my
Okay, 4 for education.
What about art?
Art, sorry. Okay, art. How many people for art? Votes for art? 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
You choose drama.
Okay, so we have 4 art and education. Okay, we'll take votes for education one more time. Education, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Art, votes for art, 1, 2. Okay.
It was up for the education.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll discuss education. Would you like to open the floor for the discussion?
I don't know. I have noticed lately that the education in Jordan is deteriorating in a very bad way. You know, I'm a teacher. About 11 years or even 13 years.
Okay.
Yes. I teach for 15 years almost, and I have noticed that the curriculum is very good. You know, at schools, the Minister of Education has a very high expectation for the teachers and the students, but in the real life, the teachers, let's say, don't follow the directions of the education around the world and the objectives of the Ministry of Education. At the same time, the outcomes, the students below the average, let's say. They are below the average, even in all the issues. If we say in English, in Arabic, in mathematics, they can't even write correctly in Arabic or in English. I don't know. What is the problem? We don't know.
Okay.
No?
Ala.
Are you talking about the national curriculum?
Yeah.
National curriculum.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the private schools.
Okay. National Arabic
Yeah.
curriculum.
Yeah.
And how many students in the? So before that, what years do you teach? What years do you teach?
English.
I know. No, I mean,
What
years?
levels?
What levels? I
What-
used to
what grade
teach.
levels?
I used to teach from the first to the fifth grades. Then I went to Saudi Arabia and
Right.
I taught at university. In the university, I came back to Jordan. I taught the secondary stages, the توجيهي and the first secondary stage. And I have noticed that even the يعني,
You're an English teacher.
yeah.
And how many students are in the classroom? Each classroom.
In each classroom, it depends. It depends on the location of the school itself. For example, at first, when I taught in my first experience, I taught at school where in which the students were only 55 students. They became at the end of my experience
55
there
students in one
at the whole school.
So how many in one
So
class?
how many in each
Yeah, about
classroom?
20, 25, about 15.
So that-
It depends on the class itself. The first, second, third, and fourth.
Good.
Which is good, which is excellent. Let's say.
Government
About
sector.
25 is very good.
25 is
Government
it was
sector.
the maximum to have 25.
Beautiful.
Government sector.
Yes, at the government, it's a kind of a small village, and it was the first years for the school at that village.
But sometimes I think, because my sisters
Is
are
a teacher?
teachers,
25 is
they told me sometimes 30 students.
I know.
55.
50 students now. There are some 50 students at class. Yeah.
And
55
so
government
which explains why what you said is that it's deteriorating. Well, that's why. When you have too many students in one classroom, so
Yeah.
your expectations goes very low.
Yeah, this is one of the aspects. Actually, I was at school in the 80s. And I was in a private school, in one of the famous private schools. And back then, in a private school, we used to be around 45 people in one classroom. And this is a private school, not a government school. 45? 45.
Private school,
This is a private school.
which is good or not
This
bad?
is bad. Very,
Good.
very.
Private, but I think the private schools now it's not like this. I think.
Well, I don't know much about these days, what's happening at schools these days. So I'm listening from you. I'm listening from you and learning from you.
If I want to talk about, I'm sorry, I'm.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
If I want to talk about private schools in Jerash, I live in Jerash now. There are some, a good number of private schools, but unfortunately, they are below the average even. In comparison with the public schools, they are, worse. Yeah, because you know why? Let's say
Are you
why.
are you talking about Arabic private schools or English curriculums like American curriculums and British
We don't
IGCSE
have. In
curriculums?
Jerash, we don't have.
Okay, so you're talking
Yes.
about Arabic private schools,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
they follow the same curriculum,
Yes,
Yes.
but just that you pay money for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No point.
Yeah.
And they write down fake numbers and grades for the students in order
Because-
to have the students at their schools.
Yeah, because it's all about money.
Yeah.
You see,
By the
it's
way-
it's not about education. It's all about money.
Actually, in our days, there was only two systems: the Arabic system, توجيهي, and in our days there was what was called at the time GCE.
No, IGCSE.
Yeah, exactly. Now the GCE was not very popular. A couple of schools only got that track, and they were private schools. But then why would parents choose to send their children to private schools and not public schools?
So you mean private Arabic schools?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's the quality of the education. Yes, they have the same curriculum, but they promote that the way they teach and the methodologies that they use are better than the public schools. And the general environment is better. Actually, in the 80s, that was true. In general, that was true. The atmosphere, the social backgrounds were different, actually, between private schools and public schools. And within the school itself, although the treatment was extremely bad with teachers and students, yet it was better than public schools at the
Are
time.
the teachers in private schools paid better than the ones in public schools? Because I know in America the teachers in public schools are paid like nothing.
In
Well,
public or in public schools
In
or
public schools
Well,
in America,
they
the teachers
make
are
okay.
nothing.
It's enough for them to make it.
Yeah, I mean they can live.
Where about in the US?
I mean everywhere in the U.S.
Because they make enough.
They make enough money to live. But
They won't be rich. They make enough.
yeah, but here they are poorly paid. The teacher concept is poorly paid, whether private or public. It becomes worse when we go to public salaries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. While we're talking about teacher concept, I heard for many years ago in Japan, for example, the teachers who teach the small students.
Mhm.
I think it's not it's not new teacher graduation from university. It's old man and he have يعني
Much experience.
much experience who teach the small one, small student. The small student when become bigger, older, yeah. Maybe his teacher, the age, about the age. I mean, he didn't have much experience. This company,
The comparison, yes, the comparison. Yes.
I think she's
The
true
point.
about what she's saying. I understand where she's coming from. Yes, I mean, if you study like medicine, by the time you graduate, you make more money than 20 years teacher with experience.
Yeah.
Okay, which is very. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. Teachers should be making more money than doctors. Okay, because teachers are educators. Okay, they educate the kids. Okay, right?
Yes.
On the other hand, doctors are killing people most of the time. They don't cure any diseases. They don't cure diseases.
they
They
help
don't.
people.
They
Yeah,
don't
they
cure
do.
diseases. Most of the diseases, all the chronic diseases, autoimmune diseases, they don't cure anything. Heart diseases, all kinds of it, they don't cure them. Cancer, all types are uncurable until now. The 21st century, uncurable until now. Okay. In fact, they are the leading cause of death in the U.S. The leading cause
Yeah.
of death are medical-directed therapeutics.
I don't think that's true.
It's I'll show. Okay, there's a doctor called Barbara Starfield. Google her name. And Google Death by Medicine by Barbara Starfield, and read the report she wrote. She's an MD.
Okay. But a lot of people are MDs.
Okay. So, so their therapeutics are ineffective, dangerous, and outdated. Okay, and yet they make a lot of money, much more than teachers.
Okay,
and it should not be like that.
Where
Teachers
in
should
the
be
teaching style.
teachers
but
Jordan
also
or in
outdated.
where?
Everywhere, I think.
Everywhere.
That's
Everywhere.
well, the study
Everywhere.
is about the U.S., but yeah, the general
It's
perception
yes.
is. I think in one of the Scandinavian countries, the teachers are really paid. They're higher paid.
Probably Finland.
Finland.
They
Maybe
teach,
Finland.
Probably
Yeah.
Finland.
Yeah.
I think in Germany, teachers paid a lot
And-
better when they teach young students.
Germany.
Germany.
Okay.
My
The
mom.
highest salaries are for teachers who teach young.
Okay.
My mom grew up in Alaska, like the state of Alaska, and she said that the teachers there were paid really well, and then like in exchange they bought the worst textbooks available. So the textbooks were absolutely terrible, but the teachers were good. So she liked
It
that.
depends on the teachers.
The fundamental, from my point of view, the fundamental element in any nation is education. If you don't have proper education processes, you cannot build any nation or any country. From my point of view, if we are talking about education, there is another aspect we should take in consideration. That's the treatment and how not just to raise the knowledge, also to let the children or the students gain the experience how to deal with each other in a proper way and in a respectful way.
Morals.
About morals. Actually, the morals direction in the past years is
It's going really down.
going sharply down.
Yes.
Because of that, I'm still I'm not married yet, but I'm thinking for the future. So where can I send my kids to a safe environment that they will learn good things and back to my home with the good morals and good ethics. It's really hard, and if you start looking for such thing, you maybe maybe you get disappointed because there is no too much places like this, or no too much schools like this. And as you said, schools are became money oriented.
Yes.
More than any
For-profit organization.
Yes. Because that I thought that maybe I can teach my kids at home. Maybe I can make a deal with a teacher that will come and taught or teach them at home, and for other.
You can do so. You can do so in Jordan.
Actually-
Go to the U.S.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
you
do so in Jordan. They should go to schools.
It will be more hard though.
I can't.
Yes, you can. In Jordan, you
They
can.
should,
You cannot.
You cannot. Yes, you cannot keep your children at home and
They should
keep
do-
teaching them at home. We are not in Australia, by the way. You know.
They should be
Actually,
socialized.
maybe this idea.
By the way,
maybe they
and
can
even
take in-
even if your child interact with some, let's say, bad children, it's okay. I mean, they can have something from them. I don't think that
First of all, I
at
think you
house
have to-
it is the basic, let's say, environment for your kids. You will not
That's-
wait for other people.
That's what I was about to
Let's
say.
mutual
Good morals,
responsibility.
good morals start at home.
Okay, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you think that the school will teach your child morals, okay, or good behavior, no, forget about it. That's not gonna
Absolutely,
happen.
I agree. but
It will not happen.
But-
Okay, see, teachers can do that, okay, but then when they mix with other kids in the classroom, they will be affected by the other kids.
this is the point. The kid accept his friend's thoughts, maybe 70%, and from his parents maybe around 30%. If you build and did your homework by teaching your kids, you are playing just 30% of his morals, and maybe one friend can destroy.
But that's the thing, you have to keep an eye on your child, okay? Who does he play with, and where does he go, all these things. Right? All these things.
Lola?
I think
Let's hear Lola and then come to you. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I don't have anything very specific to say. I just feel like a lot of parents like keep an eye on their kids too much. Like they just watch out for their kids too much, and I feel like kids can interact. Like I don't remember who said that, but I think it was you. That they can interact with some people that are like not the best people, and some people who are better influences and see like all the different kinds of people, and I think that's fine. And that's like one of the reasons why I would probably not decide to homeschool, even if like I live in America and it's legal there, like because they should try to interact with a bunch of people.
Okay.
I want to talk about our time, about technology and mobile and many applications, internet. I'm thinking sometime about my kids maybe in the future. I can make control on them when take a phone and what they see on phone. not. Yeah, it's, forget about school. Forget about everything. It's here in my home. I can't control.
Yes. The exposure is getting uncontrollable. Yes.
Do you think that's a bad thing?
Yes. Sometimes the phone visits school.
Usually at schools, like let's say good schools, they have metal detectors and they search the students.
Yeah.
They find the phone, they take it away from them.
Alright.
If they find a phone, they take it away from them.
Oh, wow.
Some of them.
Like I'm talking
Which is
about
correct.
good
Yeah,
schools.
yeah, which is
private
Here in
schools.
Jordan?
Okay, no, I'm not talking about here in Jordan.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Who has experience about homeschooling? I don't have experience, but in what I perceive about it, it has many merits in my point of view. The quality of the education is more concentrated and it is more customized to the learning capabilities and abilities of the child. And the child can benefit a lot from homeschooling. Yes, there is the other side, which is no interaction. The social abilities of the child will be diminished. But I think there are solutions for that. I mean, there would be other solutions for such a thing. So, do you agree that homeschooling has its good merits? Yes, sir.
I think in the early years, it's good for the kids to go to school. In the early years, like primary years, you know, those early years until year 5 or 6. But then after that, if the parents choose that they want the child to stay at home, okay, for the best of the child, okay, then it might be okay. It might be even better, especially if the school, if the kids, the classmates are naughty and they'll have this very negative effect on the child, then it might be better for the child to stay at home.
Okay.
But the early years, no, they have to go to school.
Okay.
Why?
The early years, because these are the early years. You know, that's where the child has to get out, you know, get out of the house, interact with the parents, with the teachers.
There are
Those are the early
solutions
years.
to
But then after that, like year 7, 8, 9, I think might be okay for them if they want to stay at home. It depends on the curriculum also. Okay, for some curriculums, no, they have to go to school to ask.
Okay.
Like Arabic curriculum.
Ah, okay.
Okay. British curriculums. No, some. It depends on the school, but many schools they provide guides. Okay, like especially the IGCSE, like here, 10 and 11.
Okay.
They want to take IGCSE, they get to choose the subjects they want. Students they get to choose. And if they want to do it at home, they can stay at home, do it at home.
Okay.
After all, when they go to school, they get a guide and study for it. Well, they can do the same thing at home. They can study from the same guide.
Yeah.
So, and it's even cheaper.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's cheaper. It saves money. I remember there was this one girl who used to work with me. She used to go to school in the morning, IG system, and in the evening she used to work with me.
Okay.
Yeah, she was 16 years old.
Okay. Lola, you had something to share? When Ala started, you had something.
Oh, well, I mean, just that your idea was interesting to me because usually the people in the U.S. who homeschool their kids for elementary school and then send them to school because they don't hire a teacher or anything. They just teach their kids themselves. And so once they get past like 6th grade, the parents don't know anymore the material. So.
Yeah.
Is it legal here to
I don't know about you.
homeschool?
No,
No.
we don't have that system.
I think it's not legal, no, illegal.
So it will be more harder, I think.
This is why it is called obligatory.
Yeah.
It is obligatory education until what? Until
The
7th?
the 10th grade.
Until the 10th grade.
Obligatory.
Obligatory ilzam.
It means
It means?
no, I was gonna explain.
Please do.
No, you just said.
No, if you were going, because it was a wrong method
something
to say it
should
in Arabic. So if you have an
Oh, you
English,
said it in Arabic?
I said it in
What did you
Arabic.
say in Arabic?
I said it ilzam.
English,
Okay, I
English
did not
it's
get. I did not hear that.
Ah, okay.
Okay, it means like you have to do it. Okay, no choice. You have, otherwise you'll go to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Talk
Or you
about
get a
freedom.
fine, maybe. You might not go to jail.
Yeah, what is the penalty for not sending children to school? Do you know?
I know. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think that if I, do you know?
No.
If I know about some people who don't send their children to school, I can go to the police station and tell them about those parents. you
And
know,
what would the
because
police do?
They'll take the children to school and they'll you know
Make them-
signify a document or something.
Okay.
in order
Take
to send
an
them
acknowledgement
to
from
school.
the parents that you
Yeah.
should send your kids to the school.
But there is no penalty.
I don't
I
think.
think
I don't
there
think
is
so.
a penalty.
I don't think so because
You
I
don't
mean,
think-
like
I don't- I don't-
when,
I'm
when
not
I
sure.
drive, I see
Okay.
many kids like
Yeah, we can see so many kids
walking
Yes.
around and begging people for
Yeah.
money by the
Yeah.
traffic lights.
Yes. And it's becoming
Those kids
a-
they don't go to school.
yes, and it's becoming an issue. By the way, it's a what do you call it? One of the most important statistics that the education ministry is trying to solve, which is how do you say it in English? Escaping classrooms.
Drawing? What's the drawing from
Truancy?
schools?
Sorry,
Truancy?
is it truancy?
When you don't go to school but you're supposed to, that's truancy.
Okay, okay, truancy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a new word.
It's a rare word.
What
We
is
only
it?
use it for that.
Truancy when kids escape school.
Uh-huh.
I want to ask something. If the education here in Georgia, for example, is it good to be free or you have to pay to?
Does
Is
it
it
have
good
to be
for
free?
education?
Government sector, it's almost
Yeah.
pay.
In university, it's not free.
I mean,
No, we're talking about schools.
We're talking about education in school.
Just for school.
Yeah.
In schools, I think
almost
is it free?
Yeah.
it's almost free.
Public schools are free, right?
They're free, totally free.
Not
Yeah, about 10 years ago, they used to pay about
Administration
3
fees.
or 4 dinars
Administration fees.
at
Elementary.
the beginning of the school. Or and we are talking about the primary stages till the obligatory stage. You know?
It's around 20,
But
25.
yeah. But then I think that King Abdullah said that he would pay both this
Okay.
this money for the kids at public schools.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's now totally for free.
Yeah.
Since when?
Yeah, about I think about
10
10
years.
years.
10
Yes,
years.
10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was paying for my books.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
I remember that I was paying, but after maybe 10th grade, I stopped. Yes. But
After
back
the 10th grade, you should pay.
for
Yeah, I think you should pay for the توجيهي stage. You should pay the
20,
about
25.
20 GD. Yeah.
okay.
Oh, that's another thing. The high school, the final year.
Yeah.
Okay, they make a big deal of it here. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay, they make a very huge big deal. Okay, like accomplishment, big accomplishment, a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good luck to everybody.
Look at today. There is a student who suicided
Yes.
in the morning, which is really a crime. You know.
Let me tell you this.
What?
Last month, my cousins came from West Bank. From West Bank.
Yeah.
My cousins came from West Bank. One of them, she was in high school. Okay, she finished. They told her, okay, you passed. You got 80%. And she like started giving partying and okay. She was so happy. Okay. 2 hours later, she found out that no, she failed. Okay, no, her name was in the news that she
Wow.
she got over 80%. Okay, she saw her name. Okay, yeah.
Was there another girl with the same name, or was it just
No, it's her. It's her name. Okay,
My-
so
yeah.
then she started crying.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get those things.
Actually, my story is very similar to that. Not as close, but I had the same. Personally, I had the same story. When they distributed, they would come to class, and they will give the numbers, the raw numbers for each student, and then the student would add up and do the summation and the division and all that to get the average. So I got the numbers. I did the mathematics. So my average was 86. And at 86, I went home.
Happy.
No, I slashed my room. Okay, no one should talk to me. No one can enter my room because this is the worst result that I would have dreamt of. 86. Then later on, passing by the administration, I saw my name, and then just for fun, I was just looking at the numbers, and then I realized this is funny. There are some numbers that are not the same
Lower
as
or
the
higher?
ones that they told me. Lower.
Okay.
Okay. So I recalculated the whole thing based on those numbers, and my average became 81. So I went to the administration saying, which are the correct ones, those or those? They said, of course those ones on the window because those came directly from the ministry. And I said, thank you very much.
81.
81. This is the first semester.
Actually, it happened to me, but in an opposite way. When they declared the results, my friend calculated my average, and he told me that your average is 72. Wow, 72 is excellent. There is no if there is no okay, fine. And when I go back to home and recalculated my degree, it was 78. Oh,
Wow.
it was really
But that's your,
So
your
which
friend's fault, يعني.
So which one is
It's right.
which one is right?
78. And when I was walking in the street, from the happiness I was crying. Every car that passes, don't worry, you will
Next
come up
semester.
here
Next
semester. If you, I succeed.
If you look at the IG system, IGCSE system, the British curriculum, most of the kids, they do very well, even though it's hard. The kids do well.
Okay.
Okay, at high school, at the final year, they do very well. Okay? Before the final exams, they have what's called mock-up exams,
Okay.
okay, where they train the kids.
Okay.
Okay, the same conditions, same atmosphere as if it's the final exam. So they train them, and then when the final exam comes from the UK, it's the same exam all over the world. The same exam all over the world, and usually good schools, good IG system schools, they give them harder stuff than the stuff that they expect in an exam. Okay, so when it comes to the exam, to them it's easy. Okay, so they do very well.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, and they don't make a big deal of it. Like,
True. But I think
it's not a big deal to them.
Ala, I think the social pressure, because the Tawjihi got so famous across the years, and this is the one number that will open or
But
close doors
no,
for you.
it's not supposed to be like that.
I know.
It's not
Yes.
supposed to be that
It's
way.
not supposed to be like that. It's wrong. The thing is, those numbers, you're not going to take them and buy with them something. You know, they're just numbers.
Yes.
Okay? This is something intangible. You know, you can't have them. It's numbers. What if you had a bad day on your exam day? Okay? What if you had a death in the family right before the exams? Okay?
The GCE exams, the GCE, sorry for the interruption, the GCE exams, are they an accumulation of years, or is
No,
it the one
final year.
number?
The final year.
It's only the final
final
year.
year.
So it's the same thing as well.
It's pretty much the same thing. But
Okay.
the system, the approach
Okay.
is different.
The approach of the educational
Yes,
approach.
Yes,
Okay.
it's different.
Okay.
It's much different and is much better.
Okay.
I think now
But they make it also hard and complicated. They make it a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's the approach they prepare the students
Okay.
mentally and everything.
Okay.
I think now there's 1 year before university and after Tawjih. Between the Tawjih and the university.
What do they do?
I heard this.
No, Razaz, point of view is that there is nothing that this is student succeeded or this one is fails. You know, it depends on the average. If you have this average, you can go and study medicine, for example, and you will have there another
The
exam.
sum of your
Order-
marks.
Yeah, it depends on the average. There is nothing.
It's not failing or succeed.
yeah.
It's whether this
Average
college
can-
or
yeah.
this
Can open the door for
department
you.
will accept you or
The
not,
thing
regardless.
is,
Yeah.
those kids, by the time they're in their last final year, they're about 17 or 18, and you should not judge them. Okay? They should not. The rest of their life shouldn't be judged based on their when they were 17 or 18. Okay, because they grow up.
But
You know, they should have another chance. They should be able to have.
But Ala, I think in life, for example, shouldn't they be prepared for, I'm going to this interview, in this interview some of the companies put me through an exam.
True, but
And then in this exam, if I succeed, I will go to an interview. If I fail, I don't.
true. But the thing is, when you're 17, okay, your thinking is different than when you're in your 30s
20, 21.
or even in your 30s. Okay, so
But then you will face that at 21, 22 when
but
you
then-
start when
then-
you start
then
your career.
Maybe that by that time, okay, you've grown up more.
Okay.
You've realized that you were wrong.
Okay.
You would like to have another chance, right? So I mean, that's what I think. It shouldn't be based on that one single year, one final year.
So it's still depend on the numbers.
Yeah, it depends on number. Of
Some of
course.
you-
But there is no failing,
Yeah.
at least.
Yes.
At least you have a chance. For example, if you got your average is
Yeah.
37,
Yeah.
and the Department of Sports Education, I don't know, in one of the universities is accepting, you can go in at 37%.
I think
Universities here, when you're trying to get in, do you have to write an essay or anything, or is it literally
No.
just the
No.
grades?
Just the grades.
Just on the grades. Yeah.
Okay, see, in the US, they have what's called placement exams. Okay, where the
Yes.
placement test or entrance test.
Well,
Yes.
there's entrance exams and
Yeah.
placement tests, and those are different things.
Yeah, and
Yes.
they're usually English and math. Usually, English and math.
Yep.
Where in here, no, they just look at your grade, and that's what they care about.
It's actually, it's like your ticket, okay? We start, medicine starts at 99, auction, 99, who says 98? 98, okay, we have a 98. 97, we closed at 97, thank you very much. Medicine was closed. We move now to engineering.
And then,
Wow.
and
We're
then
full now.
those who go to
Thank you very
medicine,
much.
we think that they are the lucky.
Yes.
The luckiest ones. But actually, if you look at their career, I mean, I don't know. Is anyone here in medicine?
I'm in a pharmaceutical.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, when after they graduate, they don't cure people.
Yeah.
They don't cure people. Okay? They don't do anything. Basically. They don't cure people. They only manage symptoms. They don't cure anything. And then we think highly of them. I don't know why. I mean, if I'm a teacher, if she's a teacher, if she can teach, she would be fired tomorrow.
Yeah.
The administration at her school, they would fire her tomorrow. They won't keep her for next year. They won't offer her a contract
Why?
because she's not a good teacher.
Hypothetically, not in real life.
She's not a good teacher. They would fire her.
But
But the thing when it comes to medicine, it's different. Doctors fail all the time at curing diseases.
And
They
no-
fail and they keep fail.
and nobody fires them.
Nobody fires them.
Okay, but like you do better.
Nobody fires them.
Yeah.
Okay, so this concept is true when we think about any career,
No.
but it does. We just don't think about it when it comes to medicine.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think in the US it's different, and in the West in general it's different.
Which-
Most of the doctors in medicine, most of the doctors are in hospitals.
Yeah.
And private
Either
clinics.
in hospitals or like
And private
institutes for
clinics.
research.
Private clinics
Yeah. Okay.
or research. Yeah.
So.
But the same thing. The therapeutics are the same. The ineffective therapeutics are
But the
same, pretty much
malpractice,
the same.
the malpractice laws in the US are sometimes they reach to a level where it is harsh on the doctor, and if they get any legal issues, what I know is that the hospitals, at a certain point, they will drop the doctor if they feel that the relationship between the doctor and the hospital and this doctor's malpractice issues is going to affect the hospital, they will drop him.
They all malpractice all the time.
Okay.
And that report I was talking to her about, about 750.
It's a matter of getting caught in.
About 750,000 are killed every year, either malpractice or misdiagnosis or
Yeah.
unnecessary operations, whatever. So many things.
Okay.
But the thing is that the doctors, before they do anything, they protect themselves by law. They get the patient to sign.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so they are covered, and the hospital covers them usually.
Yeah.
Okay, so the cases you hear about, these are very few cases.
Okay.
Very few cases
That
they
reach-
couldn't cover their doctors.
Okay.
But all the rest are covered
Yeah.
and protected by law.
Yeah. I would like to open something with regard to the quality of education. Our schools, my understanding, maybe I'm wrong, are still practicing the classical way of teaching, the board and the pen.
Yes, unfortunately, they do.
Now,
no practicing.
In NLP, we know that there are three types of learning. I mean, we are, as people, we have three ways that we understand and perceive the world. Some of us are more visual. We understand through drawings and through visual stuff. Other people are more into listening, the hearing. Other people, we call them in NLP the kinesthetic, where they need to touch, they need to practice, they need to feel what they're learning. And knowing that, I understood why in our time at school there were the people who sit at the front, the people who are in the middle, and the people who are in the back. And literally, those ones in the front, those are the higher grades.
Yes.
The ones in the middle, they have the middle grades, and the ones at the end, they have the lowest
I wasn't
grades
there.
ever, except for some of the exceptions. Okay. Now this means that the people at the front are the auditory, because most of the time the teacher is really preaching, not teaching. In our school, the classical way is preaching, and then the people in the middle are getting some of the knowledge because the teacher is writing something on or drawing something on the board or bringing maybe one map, so they're getting the visual. The people at the end, they have nothing to practice. This is why we see them playing around. They play XOs and all these games at the end because they need to do something, and they cannot keep on listening. They cannot keep on looking. They don't understand anything by that. Yes, you wanted to say something.
Okay, well, not exactly. Okay, I'm just gonna wait for you until you finish and say what you think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, what I think is that the ones who sit at the front, okay, they have more eagerness to learn.
Okay.
Okay, it's not just about they hear better.
Okay.
No, they want to sit at the front.
Okay.
Because they want to benefit more than the kids who sit at the back. They want to sit at the back. Not because they're deaf. It's because they want to be. They don't want the teacher to see them, so they can play around, okay, and mess around and listen. That's what they want. Okay. The ones in the middle are like kind of like
In between.
Yeah. In between. Yeah. Okay. So
I hear you and I totally understand you. But the NLP, it's not about people who hear better than others. It's not about the capability of hearing. They talk about
what's in it?
neuro-linguistic programming. They talk about the way we perceive life. Of course, all of us we have the three, but we get more concentration on a certain method of learning.
Right. No, yes.
And apprehending what's in front of us more than the other way. And even in the body language, NLP also suggests that if for example I ask you a question and you go up in your eyes, that means you're more visual. If you think sideways, that means you're auditory. When you're thinking about the answer, if you go down, that means you're kinesthetic. Okay, so there are signs that says where is your the concentration of
And if you
the
close
learning.
your eyes,
If
You don't know answer.
the person in front of you doesn't see where you're looking.
As a teacher, if you're a teacher, okay, you should be able how to deal with all those cases.
Yeah.
Okay, you should be able to accommodate
Yes.
all these cases. Now, in many schools now you find different cases, different than what you mentioned. You find ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity
Yes.
disorder.
Yeah.
You find kids who are autistic, have some levels of autism.
Yes.
You find people who have Asperger.
What's that?
Asperger. Asperger is related to autism,
Okay.
pretty much. Not exactly the same.
Okay.
Okay. And there are other.
It's again, say the name.
Asperger.
How do you spell it?
Asperger.
Are you a doctor?
I did it. I
I'm not.
How do you spell it?
I'm not sure exactly.
I can write it.
You
What
can
does
write
that mean?
it.
It's something similar to autism. Autism. Can you explain
Yeah.
autism?
Okay, autism. I'd like to have a doctor to talk about that because they don't know how to explain it because they can't cure it. They don't even know what causes it. What causes it?
Yeah.
I mean, this is why when I tell you they're failing all the time, I know what I am talking about. Okay. Okay. So sorry. What did you say?
What is autism?
Okay, autism basically, autism is autism is a syndrome, yes, where the child is unable to focus, the child is unable to concentrate, the child cannot walk, okay, or he can walk but he falls down. The child cannot have an eye contact with you, okay, he keeps like that, okay, and he keeps banging like that. Okay, that's all. You know,
Yeah, like a lot of
types of
different
a lot of
symptoms.
different things.
Some people
Okay,
have
some kids they don't talk. Okay, some kids they don't walk. Some kids keep crying all the time, or all of these things together.
In Arabic,
So,
توحد.
yes. Okay, and if you ask doctors what's causing it, they don't know. They blame it on the genes. It's genetic. Everything they can't cure, they blame it on the genes. They say it's genetic.
Ah, okay.
Okay, some things are genetic though.
Like what? Cystic fibrosis?
I don't know.
Even cystic fibrosis is not genetic.
I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
So disappointed.
Down syndrome is genetic.
No.
Down syndrome is
Down
genetic.
syndrome is a deficiency in zinc, in zinc and selenium.
When
When the mother is pregnant in the first 90 days, as the embryo is developing, okay,
No, Down syndrome is
As the
trisomy
embryo.
21. It's literally 3 chromosomes.
as the
I know
embryo
this one.
as the embryo is developing, if the mom is deficient, the child will have Down syndrome. As a matter of fact, they can find out if the baby has Down syndrome or not before even the child is born.
Yes,
Because
in
in the first
chromosomes.
3 months, not the chromosome.
Yes, we did. Learned this
See,
in
okay,
biology
do you know,
class.
do you know cystic fibrosis?
No, I don't know cystic.
Have you heard about it?
I've heard the name before.
Cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis. Everybody knows that it's genetic. Okay. And by the way, it affects Caucasian people most of the time. You know, like you, people like you. Okay. Okay. Now there is this one doctor who published, okay, that cystic fibrosis is across different species. Okay.
Okay.
He proved it, and that's in the U.S. You know what they did to him? They fired him. They fired him. Okay, so yeah. Now, for Down syndrome, I can assure you it's a deficiency as the baby is developing, the embryo is developing, and that's how he gets it. If you tell me the chromosomes, well, we all have the chromosomes.
No, but
Okay.
there's an extra.
Okay.
Trisomy
Well, okay, exactly. There is something wrong with the chromosome, right? Now, the question is, what is it that caused that chromosome to go wrong?
That's a different
Okay, the deficiency.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's the question that should be asked.
Back to education.
So yeah, the reason I
Education session with a taste of medicine.
the reason I talked about these things because now in any classroom, I'm sure that you're gonna ask who's a teacher. You can find such cases in every classroom. Okay, and most of the time, okay, it's very hard for the teacher to deal with those kids.
Yes, true.
He can't deal with them because those kids they need to go to special schools.
Exactly, and I
Okay.
think we're starting to have some schools that for special needs.
My friend, now they're trying to normalize autism. So people can think, oh, it's normal. It should be accepted in public schools.
Is that a problem?
This is, Yes, it's a problem because it's not normal. It's abnormal. Okay, and it should not be accepted as a normal case. It's abnormal. They're trying to normalize it because it's so epidemic that a lot of kids have it. Okay, and they're failing. They don't know what's causing it. Okay, and they're trying to normalize it. Okay, so there's this one NB Australian MD, and she was talking that they should have.
And I think I heard about this, and I think they're trying to normalize not all, because autism are degrees,
Degrees, yes.
and they're trying to normalize certain degrees of autism, not the concept of autism. This is my understanding.
There are many degrees,
Yes.
you're right. But see,
even there is a philosophical-
even the very light degree, it's hard for those kids to be in public schools. It's hard because I've seen kids like that.
I know, yeah,
Okay, and
I'm curious what other people.
yes.
Yeah, but I asked him about normalize.
there is
Normalize to make it normal, so that autistic people and regular students would go to school together as if there is no problem.
there is
As there is
Autistic people, what was that?
autistic from autism, the children that have autism,
Oh, okay.
okay, so, and they want to make them go to school together.
they already do that. They already go to school together. Now there's this one MB, Australian MB, and she said that autistic kids they should have their own schools. Okay, ADHD kids they should go to special needs school. Everybody attacked her.
Yeah,
All the mainstream media attacked her for speaking out her mind.
some
you know?
of the countries they have national philosophies and from those philosophies they have they design their strategies on how to address certain public issues that concern the public. So whether it is going to succeed or not, I think any government would try to push forward their own philosophy and therefore their strategies on how to address certain issues. But going back to the normal issue of the quality of education, and I totally agree that we have a huge deficiency in the quality and the outcome of the students that come out of not only schools but also universities. We have people coming out of university who cannot read and write.
Seriously, yes.
Out of university, not
Arabic
out
or
of school.
English?
Both.
I didn't see that.
Both.
Even Arabic, yes, even Arabic.
Both.
We can watch this or we can notice this in the comments.
Yes.
You know, have a look at
Facebook,
any, for example, postcard or a picture or whatever. Look at the comments. You can feel that most of the Arab young people couldn't write pretty good, you know, in Arabic.
So there is no language whatsoever.
Yeah.
15 years ago, I made an interview with a fresh graduate of marketing. So she's out of school, out of university.
Yeah.
Okay. Her degree is marketing, not business administration. Her degree is marketing. So 4 years of marketing. She's fresh, so the information is still sealed. Okay. And I asked her, which part of marketing do you like the most?
She didn't know, huh?
She said, I like to sell things.
Wow.
She's fresh out of university, studying marketing for 4 years, and then which part of marketing do you like the most? And her answer was, I like to sell.
It's possible that people had been asking her, like, why do you like marketing for the past 4 years, and so she had prepared a simple sentence just to get people to stop.
Not really. I don't
But
think so.
sales and
Yeah.
marketing.
No, I don't think so. Two different things.
Yeah.
Now, I think.
And she's been studying marketing for 4 years.
Anyone wants to say why? Why is that happening?
Why?
What?
Maybe because the students enter university and choose their specializations and majors, not depend on their desires or on their
No.
passion. Maybe because the grade is like this.
High.
Yes,
Yeah.
because when I submit to the university,
Yes, whatever they get. That's what
I
okay?
put
accounting,
marketing.
Yes.
marketing.
So that's one.
Actually, but this process of elimination
Yes.
actually is very famous in our part of the world. It's we go we choose a department by a process of elimination, not
Right.
by what we want. It's by what we don't
We
want.
don't,
Just
we don't
fill
know,
the form.
we don't know what
But
we want.
even though-
That's the problem.
Even though she should know the difference between sales and marketing.
After 4 years of
After 4
studying,
years.
even, yes.
Okay, so why? I think because they go to school but they don't study. Like they go to university but they don't study.
Yes.
They just go for the sake of going.
Well,
Okay.
Because of that,
They go for the sake of going. Okay, for
Because
the
that,
sake of telling
I think
their
it
parents,
goes
okay, look, I go
home
to
studying
university.
more than-
Give me money.
I mean, because it's expected, right?
Okay.
It's expected that they'll go to university, right?
It's
Yes.
It's
Like, that's the next
expected.
thing to do after high school.
It's they have to. But
Yeah.
it's like,
It's a social pressure,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
so
If you don't
they
go
have
to university, there is something
Okay.
wrong with you.
Whether
But the
you're
thing
going
is,
to study
when
or
they go
not.
to university, they're not accountable.
Oh,
Okay, they're not responsible. They were not taught to be responsible. Okay, I mean, if I'm a teacher, okay, I would definitely teach my students how to be responsible.
Yeah. Who
Okay.
who actually did any kind of did have any experience in teaching or training? So you did training.
with Injaz.
Okay. With Injaz. Okay.
Yes.
You did training as well. Lola, did you do any
And
training
also
or
I mean,
teaching?
like a little bit of tutoring. I'm
Tutoring.
19 years old, so I haven't had a lot of chance.
Okay. 1-to-1. Yeah. 1-to-1. Okay. Great. Actually, yes.
Training on my field, maybe.
Yes.
For example, I'm an artist.
Okay.
I studied arts,
Okay.
which is not my choices from the beginning.
It wasn't your choice.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, accounting and
Yes.
like
It depends
this.
on the average.
And I need to fill the form.
Okay.
Okay, sports, arts, anything.
Okay.
And my paper appear in my name appear in newspaper. On that arts, Islamic arts.
Islamic art.
Yeah, Islamic art.
Interesting.
What's
Okay.
the Islamic art? Dancing with Islam. I don't know.
Which university?
Jamaica Muslim. So I go to the college, which is like home. Just have a flag,
Okay.
Jordan, and you know I need to spend one semester and make a higher degree to go to another maybe to accounting or something.
Okay.
But they encourage me to keep going because I have hobby.
Like,
Good drive.
Calligraphy.
Yeah, calligraphy. I didn't try calligraphy before, but I'm now calligrapher and illumination. I can use.
But you didn't have the talent. Did you have the talent
I
before?
have,
Okay,
I
so
have.
you knew how to draw and you knew all these things.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I didn't.
He has
But you didn't want.
I didn't realize.
That you had it.
Yeah, but this is my place.
Wow. So and when you got in, so you liked it.
Maybe after 1 year. And there's one point. It's important point
Yeah.
for me. There's a traveling every year.
Well, okay. That's an incentive. Okay.
First year in Egypt and second year to Spain
Okay.
and Turkey and Tunisia. So this what I this is what
Like that.
I like that because of this, you know.
Do they still accept applications?
Applications?
Yes. Maybe I will renew my studies again.
Yeah. For example, we did here in Abraj Mar project for Princess Haya. It's Holy Quran, big one. Spent one of them 45 years. So and I have my own work,
Okay.
participating in gallery and competitions and
Do you-
make my own paintings.
Do you train?
In Amid East sometimes. In Amid East I learn them calligraphy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Beautiful. Sorry, Ala. Let's take Yazid. Let's hear from Yazid his experience.
training.
Yes.
I was bad at training.
Okay. Why do you say that? So did you like it first? Did you like the training experience? You didn't like it. Okay. Would you like to talk about it?
No,
No. Okay. Okay.
it's a bad experience.
Okay. Okay.
Totally bad experience.
I didn't talk about my training, but there's no experience, big experience. I made maybe 2 classes or 3 classes in Middle East.
Did you like that? Did you like the
Of
experience?
course, because I speak in English, I'm practicing in English on my field.
And you trained in English?
Yeah.
Wow,
They're
beautiful.
American.
Okay.
They speak Arabic good,
Okay.
also, but I didn't.
Use Arabic.
Yeah.
Okay.
They speak me in Arabic, and I speak with them in English.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, I had that experience in the US back in '86. I had a roommate. He was Tunisian, so he didn't know how to speak English, and we couldn't understand each other's Arabic. So he used to speak to me in French, and I would reply in English.
So you understand French?
Yes, I understand. My school was French, but I never practiced. So, but I can understand a little bit. Okay. So, what's your experience in
My
training?
experience in training, the best experience was when I taught in my school.
Okay.
Yes, it was very nice to stand in your teacher's place,
Okay.
and you start to teach
Can we
the
make it
kids,
Yeah, as you wish.
and it was very nice in the same corridor and the same classes and the same, and also some of the old teachers. I stand hand by hand by.
This is a
next to
wonderful
them.
experience,
Yes,
actually.
It's really nice. Oh, you grew up. It was very nice.
Amazing. I would actually love to do that.
It's very
To
nice.
be a teacher in the same place that you studied, that you were a
Yes.
student in.
Yes,
It's an amazing
I
experience.
took too many photos there for
Wow.
as a souvenir for memories.
And how was your experience with the students?
How was my?
Your experience with the students?
Very nice because my school is in my neighborhood.
Okay.
So many of the students are my neighbors.
Wow, wow,
So
amazing.
I feel with
You're at home.
Yes, I'm at home with my family, my teachers, my neighbors. Everything is okay.
Wow, amazing, amazing, beautiful. Lola, how is your tutoring?
I really like tutoring. I mean, I tutored sort of a few hours every week. Math people in high school, and it's really fun because I understand algebra really well, and they don't, and so it's interesting to see like what they've picked up from what their teachers have told them, and like what different like how they think of it.
So you taught up to algebra.
Yeah, I've tutored a little bit of calculus too.
Okay, so you did Calc 1 and college algebra.
Not like I haven't tutored linear algebra.
That's Calc 2 and, after college algebra and then after
I don't know what the levels are like.
algebra, college algebra, Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, differential equations.
I have not tutored differential equations. I've
That's
not
hard.
tutored real analysis
Right.
or linear algebra, but anything under those, yes.
When is the peak of your happiness in tutoring? Where was it?
I mean,
Or what is that moment that you feel really proud of being there or contributing in that aspect?
oh yeah, that would definitely be when, like, kid didn't understand fractions, and like, I drew a picture that made them understand fractions. I mean, there's not really a story to it, basically.
Okay. Do you follow up with them on their grades, how they're doing, and all that?
So I've tutored in a few different contexts,
Okay.
and so it's different in different.
Okay. Were they happy at the end? Their results were better, their grades became better?
Some of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when in teaching, what is the happiest moment? No, not for the teacher in concept, for you in specific. When do you feel really happy in teaching? Within the teaching
You
experience.
know, in my first years of experience, when I used to teach for a long, for about 10 years in the same, at the same school, and I was really happy when I met my kids. They were my children, and even now they are men, by the way.
Yeah.
And when I see them on the streets of Jerash, I say hi, hello, and my husband staring at me. What are you talking
Who
about?
are all those men that you know?
I keep telling him they are my kids, by the way. They are my kids. I keep asking about them. What about Muhammad? What about every single one of them? And I really feel happy when I knew that they are graduated from the universities, that they are doing well. Some of them they were being let's say adopted by the British Council because they were very good in English.
Okay.
Some teachers call me for some drama or from my students at other schools.
Okay.
They were very good. I'm saying some of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're different.
It's nice.
Yes, different people and different abilities, and that's one thing. But for the last year, unfortunately, when I worked at a school, the higher school, let's say the secondary stage, the girls were, they were very rude. They didn't want to learn a single word at school because they depend on tutoring at their houses. They are in a small village, and they kept going at the tutors there. And when I first met them, they told me, "We are sorry, we don't want you to say a word at classroom." Why? Because then we will get perplexed and we will get confused. Listening from two people or other two teachers, and I kept struggling with them. They didn't want me to say a word at class. I tried to do my best, but I worked. To be honest, I worked for the first term, and because I'm going for my postgraduate study in Yarmouk University. So and I had a new baby back then. So I had second term for off.
Okay.
For vacation. Yeah. I had a vacation for the second term.
Okay.
But today I tried to ask about them. What's happened? What about you, Noura? What about you, Batul? Ask about all the girls who I can meet in the messenger.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was pretty happy because they passed the exams. Some of them had, let's say, some of them have good scores, good grades.
Okay.
Despite their attitude.
Yeah. We became friends at the end of that experience. We became a friend, But I would have liked to benefit them more.
Yeah.
And I kept getting up at 5 o'clock in order to prepare for my class at school.
Wow.
And then when you go to school, they just refuse to hear from you.
Yeah.
Which is just very disappointing.
Yeah. Understand.
What is the reason?
Because they
didn't get
depend
it.
on the tutors.
What
Those people who teach, privately.
One-on-one
Okay.
private lessons. So, Ala, training.
I've taught.
Was it satisfying for you, the training aspect? Yeah? You enjoyed it?
It was fun.
Was it fine or you enjoyed
The
it?
thing is, I'm the kind of person who likes to whatever I do, it has to be something that people would benefit from, you know?
Okay.
Not something that harms.
Okay.
Like a doctor.
Like that. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, it was fine for me.
Okay. But I love teaching. I love training. The only aspect of training that I don't like is the preparation of the material.
I've taught kids from all different types.
Okay.
Okay, all different ages.
Mm.
So
Okay.
I think the training will make you better in some mystery ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, yes.
I tried this. I remember this. I have one class in English. مقابلة المهندسين.
You're the engineer association.
Yes.
Yeah. I tried give them one class. There was 30 students.
Mhm.
They want to have idea about combination calligraphy with architecture. But I don't have any idea about this,
Mm.
and I don't have. How can I give you something? It's hard. There's
Mm.
no something like this. There's one way just to keep to put calligraphy as a decoration in architecture.
Yeah.
But they know this way.
Okay.
They want a new way.
Mm.
It's so hard. I collect many pages from internet and something like this. But I tried while the classes, there's 7 classes, by the way, to try my field of calligraphy on paper.
Okay.
So I make maybe a good sentence. If you have good sentence, you can write in a different way. So
Okay.
there's 30 students and 30 sentences
Okay.
and 30 in new form.
Okay. Beautiful.
So it's pressure for me.
Okay.
But I make it, and they give me a big cake. Like my birthday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Cool.
And I show them many slides for calligraphy and not architecture, but in things like, things of kitchens.
Like decoration and stuff like that. Internal decoration.
It's new things.
Okay.
And they love this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely.
It's about interior design more than.
More than engineer, architecture. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's benefit for us, for
Absolutely.
me and for them.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
it's hard for me because I'm work my job, 30 students.
I would imagine. I would
Yeah,
imagine.
they called me after and told me there's just 10 students. But I was busy or
Okay.
something. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is good more than a Mid East.
Okay.
Because there are many students.
Okay.
Students.
Lola, you wanted to say something?
Oh, just I thought of something that when I was tutoring like last year that made me really happy. There was one kid who had to learn multiplication and division, and he wouldn't do any problems. But he spent all of his time talking about airplanes. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to design him a problem sheet, which is about multiplication, about airplanes. And I did, and it worked, and he loved it. And he did all multiplication, and he did it correctly. And turns out he
Wow.
knew how to do multiplication. He just wouldn't unless it was
And
airplanes.
this is the customized approach.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the
This was
customized approach.
one
Yeah, there was
one
another kid whose thing was
one on one.
cats.
Yeah.
In a classroom, she wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even to pick it up, or even to pick up the idea of we wouldn't know that this child is interested in
Okay,
airplanes.
with this kid, you would know.
Okay.
But-
Okay, guys. We are, wow, it's 5 to 9. So, thank you very much for this lovely session. I really enjoyed it. I hope you did too. And we had a lovely increase of information. My knowledge about different sides of education and medicine as well have increased in a good way. So thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next events. I will talk about the events in Arabic and English. English. I'll try to see if we can do both. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow we're going to مادبا. رح نروح على مادبا عندنا سايكلينج وبريكفاست اظن من 8 ونص الصبح. بس بعرفش اذا ضل محلات. بدك تسال دالي ضل محلات لبكره؟ خلصوا؟ طب تعالي احكي لنا يا
في بصراحة ناس بس انه على 5 ونص الفجر نكون غاد.
لا 8 ونص رح نطلع.
8 ونص معقول. 5 ونص الفجر يعني بدي اصحى على الساعة 4.
إذا مهتم بالموضوع ممكن تسأل داليا كيف إيش الإمكانية. هذا بكرة يوم السبت رح نكون مع نادي الكتاب إيش نادي الكتاب داليا الكتاب؟ شرفة العار لا إبراهيم نصر الله. عربي. مرات بناخذ من different cultures الكتب. من الساعة 5:30 للساعة 7 بالأزبكية نزول وادي صقرة بعد محمص شاهين على اليمين. يوم الأحد رح نكون مع اليوم الرياضي which is the sports day on Sunday. من الساعة 8 للساعة 10 بنلعب فوليبول، باسكتبول، كرة قدم، تنس طاولة، بلياردو بمركز الأمان الرياضي بشارع الاستقلال من الساعة 8 لل10 بالليل. يس معظم نشاطاتنا المساء لانه بكون موظفين وبدوامات.
على صفحتكم
Out and about ميت اب وترايب الايفنتات بتلاقيهم موجوده. هذا يوم الاحد. يوم الاثنين رح نكون هون من الساعه 6:30 للساعه 8 6:30 until 8 o'clock. A lawyer would come and tell us about what is it called? الجرائم الالكترونيه. electronic crimes. اوكي. من الساعة 6:30 للساعة 8 مع المحامي منذر حمدان. لا هو رح يقول لنا شو الجرائم الإلكترونية، من ايش ندير بالنا، ايش تعريفاتها، ايش الامور، ايش البروسيسز اللي بدنا نمر فيها، كل شرح عن الجرائم الإلكترونية. على فكرة اظن كمان شوية منزل انه الموضوع مش ما يفكروهاش انه المجرم الجريمة الإلكترونية انه مجرم. عرفت اي واحد ممكن يوقع بالاخطاء والاخطاء ممكن تكون طبيعيه، فلازم نفرجي انه اي واحد فينا ممكن يوقع بالغلط هذا. فبدنا ننتبه شو معنات كلمه جريمه الكترونيه وعشان نيجي ونفهم شو المعنى الحقيقي، لانه اي واحد فينا ممكن يغلط الغلطه. لانه مبين عاده لما انا بسمع كلمه الجريمه الالكترونيه مش خصني بالموضوع هذا وانا بنفكر قصه هاكينج وما هاكينج وهي القصص الكبيره. بس لا، في امور كتير ابسط لما بنبعت مسج لبعض ممكن نكون واقعين بجريمه الكترونيه واحنا مش عارفين.
I like to attend and talk about Facebook violence and privacy.
المحامي راح يقول لنا كل النقاط هاي. يوم الثلاثاء راح نكون بجلسه تدريب مهارات الحياه بكيمستري هون. انا راح اكون الميسر من الساعه 6:30 للساعه 7:30. تدريب مهارات الحياه بنحكي فيها life coaching techniques. We talk about the techniques in general. We give tools on how to improve our quality of life. We talk about the wheel of life, the grow model, how to interact. وبنمسك area ونشوف كيف ممكن نجاوب على هاي الأسئلة. How to put a goal, كيف نحط الأوبشنز، كيف ننقي الأوبشن، كل هاي والأوبستكلز، كل هاي الشغلات بنتحدث فيها بجلسة تدريب مهارات الحياة. يوم الثلاثاء من الساعة 6:30 للساعة 7:30. يوم الأربعاء في إشي. يوم الخميس بنرجع هون بس راح تكون في جلستين الساعة 6:30 ل7:30 مع دائرة قانون الأحوال الشخصية اللي بتحكي عن كل القوانين اللي بتحكم الحياة الزوجية والعلاقات الزوجية. والجلسة 7:30 8:30 راح نكون مع المحادث الإنجليزي. يوم 25/8 اللي بحب برضو يحجز من اليوم راح نكون بالبحر الميت بنلعب باجيز وناكل صواني. اوكي. باجيز هدول الفور ويل الصغار الدبابات هدول فيوم 25 بالبحر الميت. واللي حابب يحجز اظن لسه في محلات داليا. ضل اشي تاني في عنا البرنامج التدريبي. اول برنامج تدريبي اسمه ID كود. ID كود هذا انا بعطيه كيف نعرف رسالتنا بالحياة نكتشفها، من خلال تقنيات تدريب مهارات الحياة. How to discover your life mission through life coaching techniques. اوكي، هاي بتبلش يوم 21 تنتهي يوم بعرفش 10 ساعات، 5 اسابيع، كل يوم 2 ساعتين. عندنا دورة الإيطالي، مبادئ الإيطالي، يعني لو أنت صفر بالإيطالي ممكن تبلش معانا بهاي الدورة. بتبلش يوم 23 كل يوم أربعاء من الساعة 6:30 ل 8:30. واللي حابب يحجز برضه بحكي مع داليا أو على الأرقام. ثالث دورة اللي هي رح نبلش our salsa classes. رقص لاتيني، رح نعلم صلصة. هذا لسه ما نزل الإعلان تبعها، رح ننزل الإعلان ونعلن عن الأوقات، بس هي رح تكون على الأغلب يوم 2 وأربعاء من الساعة 6:30 للساعة 7:30. يوم عندنا كمان رح يجي قريبا اللي بحب يمثل acting، whoever حابب عنده اشي التمثيل او جاي على باله يتعلم التمثيل، رح نبلش دورة تمثيل ورح ننتج مسرحية، مسرح تفاعلي. فاللي رح يشاركوا بالدورة رح يكون لهم خيار انه ممكن يتنقوا انهم يمثلوا بهاي المسرحية. اوكي، هاي الخطة تبعتها انه تبلش ب20 الشهر، ب20/8. واول مجموعة رح يكون لهم تعرفة رمزية، بس لقدام رح يكون في رسم اشتراك، بس هاي المرة لإطلاقتها رح نعملها تكلفة رمزية صغيرة. اوكي، تابعوا النشاطات كليتها والاسعار.
هي حتعمل لك فلوس ولا هياخدوا فلوس؟
لا بدهم يدفعوا فلوس. اول شيء معهد، اول شيء معهد، بعدين بيجوا الفلوس. زي الدكاترة بدفعوا 7 سنين بعدين بقبضوا.
Impressive. يعني you remember all that. Impressive. Can you repeat everything again?
بقدر، بس بديش ازهقكم.
ممكن نقوله backwards.
Backwards I think I can. I'm not sure but I think I can.
Very nice.
شكرا كثير لكم. Thank you very much. وإن شاء الله بنتقابل بالفعاليات بالقريب العاجل. شكرا كثير لكم.